Have you ever seen this meme? The woman who is making this loud noise is Miyoko Kawahara, also known as Mrs. Noisy. Kawahara continued to make these loud noises for years, instilling fear in her neighbors. This woman, who was subjected to multiple lawsuits by her victimized neighbors and eventually arrested, was reported by the media daily, becoming so famous in Japan that there was no one who didn't know about her. Countless memes were born from this, and even a movie was made. At first glance, it seems like an incident where a crazy and bothersome lady was disturbing her neighbors and finally got what she deserved. But in reality, it has come to light that Mrs. Noisy was originally a victim of harassment by her neighbors, who were actually the perpetrators, completely opposite to what was reported. Why did she become Mrs. Noisy? What is the hidden truth behind this? This woman's name is Miyoko Kawahara. In 2005, images of her terrifying local residence were broadcast as top news in America, making her infamy known worldwide. Mrs. Noisy. This is the name given to Kawahara, who continued the following troublesome behaviors towards her neighbors. She would bang her futon on the balcony every morning at 6 a.m., while shouting insults at her neighbors. She parked her car in front of her victim's house, honked the horn, and kicked the victim's front gate. She continuously rang the doorbell. She placed a boombox on the balcony and played R&B and hip-hop music loudly. She continued these acts every single day, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, for many years.
Soの爆音は深夜になっても鳴り止むことはない。警察の警告ももちろん無視。
Such bizarre behavior began in 1996 and continued for nearly 10 years. In 1999, the matter was taken to civil court, and despite paying compensation and a fine of 600,000 yen, about $5,000 at the time, she wouldn't stop. Finally, in 2000, the Yamamoto couple, the victimized neighbors, installed security cameras and captured footage of Kawahara kicking and damaging their gate. This became substantial evidence for an arrest, leading to Kawahara receiving a 46-day prison sentence and a 100,000 yen fine. People thought this would finally bring peace, but that was short-lived. Kawahara returned for revenge, playing music even louder and continuing her disruptive acts. This went on for 5 more years until she was arrested again in April 2005. In her trial, she mostly admitted to her actions, with the noise recorded at about 79 decibels, similar to an alarm clock.
7時11分です。毎日がこうです。深夜3時16分、すごい CD の音です。とうとう一日中
されるのはシベルですが。
In court, Kawahara appeared wearing a large pink sweater with a dog picture on it, and a video of her banging a futon to classical music was shown. Kawahara caused significant distress to the Yamamoto couple, including insomnia, headaches, and dizziness, ultimately receiving a sentence of 1 year and 8 months in prison, with forced payments. When footage from the Yamamoto couple's security cameras was publicized by the media, headlines about 2 million yen in damages hit the top news, rapidly spreading online. When media reporters went to interview her, Kawahara yelled and struck the reporters. From this series of reports, her chant, "Hikoshi, Hikoshi, Sasato Hikoshi," became a meme.
いやこんなロケ初めてやけどね。
なんやほんで盗撮やろ盗撮
Moreover, amused individuals created mad videos of her. Calling her DJ Miyoko and praising her sense. And in 2019, a movie based on those events was released. It's a suspense drama depicting a neighborly conflict over noise from futon banging. It received a moderate rating of 3.8 on a certain review site in Japan. If you're interested, you can watch it on Amazon Video, so give it a try. Kawahara has been made a toy by the internet, but why did she relentlessly harass the Yamamoto couple in the first place? According to the Yamamoto couple, Kawahara was upset about a lamp they had placed in the yard. This marked the beginning of a feud when Kawahara started drying futons and carpets on the balcony and beating them for cleaning. Another source says that Kawahara parked her car without permission in front of the Yamamoto's house, and the conflict started when someone accidentally hit it with a ball. However, Kawahara claimed innocence, saying her neighbor blamed everything on her. Kawahara's statement extended over 70 pages and was so long that the judge had to stop reading it. Even in the subsequent second trial, Kawahara insisted, "If I apologize, it would mean admitting to a false accusation. I am not guilty." In these conflicting claims, the judge ruled that continuously playing music constituted persistent and malicious interference, showed no remorse, and suggested a high chance of reoffending. Kawahara was sentenced to 1 year and 8 months in prison, and the Mrs. Noisy case came to a close. However, the situation quickly changed on the internet. The theory that the Yamamoto couple first started harassing Kawahara began to spread on Japan's largest bulletin board site, 2channel, among others. I must inform you in advance that the following content consists of rumors and summaries from online sources, so its credibility remains unknown. Initially, Kawahara had a husband and 3 children. Her husband had a condition known as spinocerebellar degeneration, which was also inherited by their 3 children. This condition causes problems with motor and cognitive functions, and, as it progresses, leads to life-threatening symptoms such as swallowing and breathing difficulties. Because of this, Kawahara devoted herself entirely to caring for her family. Heartbreakingly, despite Kawahara's efforts, 2 of her daughters passed away in succession, and her husband's and eldest son's conditions worsened. Even in such a desperate situation, Kawahara reportedly continued to be brave. Kawahara's relatives stated that she never complained and always took care of her family with a bright and diligent demeanor. Moreover, Kawahara moved to the town where the incident occurred in 1988, but maintained a good relationship with her neighbors, regularly having tea with them until the Yamamoto couple moved in 1989. Even before this move, Kawahara didn't cause any trouble and lived peacefully as a law-abiding citizen. However, when the Yamamoto couple moved in 1989, they began to perceive the loud daily sounds caused by Kawahara's family, who had disabilities, as disturbances. They installed a bright spotlight in their yard, shining it into the Kawahara household to disrupt their sleep. They started calling Kawahara's family nut job, eavesdropped on their conversations, and spread them among the neighbors. Repeated malicious actions led Kawahara to request the Yamamoto couple to prevent light from leaking, given there were critically ill patients in her house. However, the Yamamoto couple did not listen and escalated the harassment by installing surveillance cameras to monitor Kawahara 24/7 and stuffing glue into her keyholes. Kawahara frequently hung futons because she believed that, for a family that spent a lot of time on futons, it was at least necessary to keep them clean. However, even so, the Yamamoto couple made unreasonable demands, telling her to stop hanging her futons. Furthermore, there seems to be another reason that the Yamamoto couple started harassing Kawahara. The Yamamoto couple were members of Soka Gakkai, one of Japan's largest religious sects, and began harassing Kawahara after she refused their invitation to join them. There's also a theory that Soka Gakkai, in collaboration with the media, concealed this truth and framed Kawahara. Soka Gakkai has many celebrity followers due to its size, and it has strong connections with the media. The entire sect supports the Komeito political party, significantly influencing Japanese politics. There are many negative rumors about this religious group, such as receiving harassment when declining to join, being unable to leave once a member, and needing to meet quotas for recruitment and newspaper sales. Most Japanese people are not particularly devout or interested in religion, and many find their activities suspicious. Worn out from relentless harassment by Soka Gakkai members, the Yamamoto couple, and caregiving, Kawahara decided to protect herself and her family by protesting against the Yamamoto couple, leading to the disruptive acts described earlier. This story is still a rumor, but it is somewhat backed by evidence. Nearby residents reported that even during the commotion, Kawahara was courteous to everyone except the media and the Yamamoto couple, smiling and apologizing for being noisy with sweets in hand. She voluntarily picked up litter in the neighborhood and helped others in distress, according to several testimonies. Moreover, there are many suspicious aspects of the Yamamoto family's behavior. Besides feeding false information about Kawahara to the police, they actively spread misinformation to the media. When inconsistencies were pointed out during the trial, they ambiguously answered, "I don't remember." They were even said to have graffitied their own wall and accused Kawahara of the act. When confronted with this suspected self-sabotage during the trial, they suddenly claimed to have a headache, collapsed, and avoided the pursuit, leading to increased suspicion against them. Also, please look at this letter. Kawahara received it while she was detained.
She received an encouragement letter from netizens and wrote this response letter. "Thank you for your letter. I was able to read it after the long ban on visits was lifted on February 3rd, 18. I am very happy with your feelings. I understand you are a person of wonderful sensibilities. Your words show you are feeling not with your mind, but with your soul. Your parents must have raised you carefully and honestly. It's difficult to express what you feel in words, but you're accurately perceiving events. To those watching this video, I hope my video letter will desperately reach your souls even a little." Reading this letter, I get the impression that Kawahara is just a normal, kind person. What do you think? Now, regarding the rumors after that, even 18 years after the incident, debates about whether Kawahara or the Yamamoto couple were at fault persist among a portion of people. After the Kawahara victim theory emerged, many media outlets attempted to interview the Yamamoto couple, but after refusing interviews, they soon moved to another town, and their whereabouts have since become unknown. There are rumors that the relocated Yamamoto couple couldn't stay in town due to their aggressive proselytizing. Kawahara, having completed her sentence in July 2007, is said to still live in her former residence, but her house is surrounded by wire mesh that prevents intruders, and multiple security cameras are installed. If someone attempts to approach the house, she reportedly summons the police to drive them away, so hearing her side seems impossible. This is the full scope of the Mrs. Noisy case, as revealed so far. Supporting the Kawahara victim theory early were surrounding testimonies. Most of the media, however, refused to pursue these theories, consistently portraying Kawahara as Mrs. Noisy, making this case a representative example of biased media reporting. Finally, I found a VTR where Kawahara was interviewed properly. Take a look at it And tell me if you think she truly seems like a crazy person.
私が2年前に先に住んでてんけど、そしたらもうなんていうの、その畑を耕す音とか生活音つまり、をいちいち言われるんですよ。それが裁判になってるわけで。家の中のプライバシーを保つため、喧嘩の音やねん。私のわがままの音じゃないねん。裁判を前提とした抗議の音。そうそう。私の泣き声、悲鳴。
それがこの音。
そう。喧嘩の上でのことやのにね。なんで私だけが悪いかやねん。相手がおって喧嘩が成立しとるわけで。
この方はもしかしたら迷惑してるかなっていうような。
だから迷惑してるんやったら解決したらいいねんよ。違います？この人一人の喧嘩じゃないねん。この人の話を聞いて動く人たちがおるねん。
みんなの喧嘩。
そう、私一人やけども、他の人たちは徒党組んでる。ほんで、こちらの全員の第三者は、見て見ぬふり。絶対私許せない、戦うよ。人数が多ければ多いほど私やりがいがあると思う。だって相手が間違ってんねんもん。